Nobody wants their child to experience having a parent that wants nothing to do with them. It's extremely heartbreaking. Hey girls, welcome back to the channel. For those of you that are new, my name is Nikki and I am a certified women's empowerment coach. I use my gift of being able to counsel and empower women to help them through some of life's most challenging situations, and I just guide them along the way with being able to transform their lives and start living as the woman that God has actually placed them here to be. For those of you that may need a session with me, definitely check out the link in the description box below. I would love to work with you ladies. So outside of that, let's get into today's topic. And today we are talking about what to do when the other parent wants nothing to do with the child. Whoa. It's one of the most painful things that we can go through as a mother, because we hurt for our children, right? Nobody wants their child to experience having a parent that wants nothing to do with them. It's extremely heartbreaking. So I'm going to give you ladies some advice on this and how to move forward. I will first want to tell you that you have to accept the situation for what it is. As painful as it is, you're going to have to accept the truth for what it is. If you sit there trying to force it to happen, if you sit there trying to be in denial, you are going to prolong your healing process and the healing of your child. And you're actually going to bring more pain into the situation. So the best thing that you can do as a mother is to accept this is what this person wants to do. I have no control over that. And that's so important, ladies, that you realize that you have no control over someone's decision. You have no control over how people behave. You have no control over whether or not the other parent wants to stay in the life of their child. You have no control. You have no say. That is something that person has to genuinely want to do. And if it's not there and if it's not in him, you have to be okay with that. As painful as it is, yes, I know it is very painful, but you're going to have to accept the truth of what it is so that you can now move forward and you can make the best decisions for you and your child going forward. My next advice to you is to not try to play that father role, because you can never be a father, right? You can never be the man. You can never actually come in and take over the role of a father. You are a mother. So go ahead and rest in your femininity, rest in your womanhood, and you parent as a mother. Parent as a mother. Love on your child as a mother would. Be there for your child as you would as a mother. Teach him or her all the things that you can teach them. Now, you can teach them things that dad may be able to teach them as well. I just don't want you ladies to ever try to take on a man's role. This is how we burn out quickly. This is how we become angry women. This is how we become frustrated moms. And this is how we end up blocking being able to fully love and show emotion to our children the way that we as women naturally are able to do. So you definitely don't want to put yourself in a position where you're like, okay, well, dad is not there, so now I gotta be mommy and daddy. No, you're not. You don't have to be mommy and daddy. All you need to be is mommy. All you need to do is show up every day as mommy, love on that child as mommy would, do everything as a mother. So that's the second thing that I want you ladies to always remember. You cannot be the father, right? You may have to take on extra work as a single parent, but you will never be able to actually be the father, right? The things that man can give to his child and teach his child, or just the relationship that man could have developed with his children, will always be completely different than what you as a mother can give to your child. So I want you ladies to definitely do that. Hold on to your femininity. rest in that. And I promise you, when you get to the point where you're like, I'm not going to try to be both parents, I am going to rest in my femininity, and I am going to show up as mother, and I am going to do the best that I can for these children while it's only me. Sis, when I tell you the sense of relief that you will get, the sense of just peace, because you're not trying to be two people, you're only being you. So while we're talking about, you just resting in your femininity and showing up as mom, let's just roll right into just love on them. And one thing that I've done with my children, even from a very young age, I think from the time my kids could understand, so children can understand moms, they can understand before they can start talking, okay? And this is why I tell people, when I talk about disciplining your children, and I'm not talking about spanking babies, but you are able to teach your children from a very young age what is okay and what is not okay. And you can teach them that from a very young age. They don't have to be now able to talk for them to understand. And honestly, when we wait until like they're 5 and older, sis, more than likely you're going to be struggling with some kids that are very disorderly and misbehave. So I have always taught my kids from a very young age how special they were. I talked to them. I spoke affirmations over them. I still do it to this very day. To this very day, I just I text my son, my oldest son, a couple weeks ago, and he's 18, and I text him and I was just reminding him, like, I need you to remember the king that you are. I need you to remember how special you are. I need you to remember that you are a rare breed. I need you to remember these things when you step out. And I need you to remember this so that anybody that wants to be in your space, they have to be deserving of it, right? Not just anybody can come and be around you. Not anybody can come and suck up your energy. And I was talking to him about this from a space of dating, because I wanted him to learn, I just wanted him to remember that choose correctly. Don't just be dating just anybody. Remember who you are. Remember how special you are. Remember what your mantle is. So I want to tell you ladies that, like, definitely speak affirmations over your children from a very young age. Tell them how much you love them. Tell them how important they are. Tell them how special they are. And not just say you're special, but point out certain things about them, about their characteristics that you just find so amazing. And not just that, once they're able to talk, teach them to speak over themselves. This is not something that I learned from my childhood. This is something that I learned as I became a mother. I remember how I felt throughout my childhood. I remember the things that I went through, and I wanted something different for my children. And I grew up feeling very insecure. I grew up feeling unwanted. I grew up feeling ugly. I did. I just felt like, I don't know, I just did not feel special. And so for me, with my children, I wanted to make sure when they step out into the world, their mindset is completely different than my mindset. I did not want my kids to step out feeling like, if I don't get validation from a man or a woman or this person or that person, that makes me a nobody. If this person walks out of my life, that means I'm not important or something's wrong with me. So this is why I spoke affirmations over them as they grew up. So if you want to counter that pain that you're, because I know for me, my fear was like, oh my God, my child is going to be in pain because my child is going to feel so unwanted and wonder why and this, that, whatever. But when you raise your child knowing who he or she is and knowing how worthy he or she is, and honestly, if you believe in God or your creator, whatever you believe in, but you get your child into spirituality from a very young age and have your children know, like, there's so much more to this world beyond us. There's a greater being beyond us. There's a greater being that found us so important, so special, that is why we are here. It actually softens that blow. They may feel like I'm not going to say it's going to take away any pain of like, oh my gosh, why is that not here? But when we raise our children to know who they are, despite who may be around, it helps soften the blow. And I will also recommend that you have an open dialogue with your child. I know a lot of parents, at least the older generation, it was always don't ask any questions, and this is what I say and this is what goes, and you know, the child doesn't have a say, and the child never like the children never really felt comfortable going to mom or dad about certain situations, and so they would keep it all in. I want you ladies to create a safe space for your children. Create a safe space for your children to be able to come and talk to you and express how they feel. You want them to know, like, you know, if they're sad or if they're hurting or if they're frustrated, it is okay to come and talk to you and tell you how they're feeling. They don't have to ball this up inside. Yeah, make them feel safe. Make them know that mom is there. Like, I know this happened. I have no control over it. It doesn't take away from your value, right? Just like it doesn't take away from your value, mom, that he left. So you want to teach your children the same thing. It does not take away from who you are. And depending on your child's age, you know that the age appropriate conversations to be able to have. But even when they're young, you want to create that safe space for them to be able to come to you for comfort whenever they need it. Because not only is it hard for you as a mom to have to deal with this, but trust me, your children are going through a lot too. So I hope these tips help you ladies. If you have any questions or if you like a session with me to discuss this topic a little bit more in depth, definitely click the link in my bio below. Reach out to me on Instagram if you are not following me. Definitely send me a DM. Say, hey girl, let me know who you are. I love when you guys do that. And that is it for today's video. Ladies, I just want to remind you that you got this. You got this. You don't have to go out and be anyone outside of who you are. Just be mom. Rest in your femininity and show up every day. And sis, girl, if you have to cry, cry. If you gotta scream at some point, scream. Get out your emotions. Don't block them in. But know that you got this. Until next video, I love y'all so much.